90% of students say studying is boring. Most of us can attest to that, and it makes us not to study at all. And we end up not getting those good grades. Some persons have figured their way around this. They found techniques that have helped them, helping them to trick their brain into studying so they can get that information they need. Trust me, it might not be easy, but definitely there's a way around this. Nobody wants to be a dullard, nobody wants to fail, no one wants to be tagged a failure. So something has to be done to get those information for your exams, that interview, to get that knowledge up here. Some students struggle with studying that no matter how hard they try, their brain identifies this as a boring task and it begins to dull off and nothing is retaining up here. Nothing is getting in there and eventually you might even fall asleep. For interested persons, I made a video on how you can avoid sleep while studying. Do check it out after watching this particular one. I'll leave the link in the description box. To avoid all this drama, here are tips to help trick your brain to actually enjoy studying in the moment. So you won't just be staring at your book aimlessly. Nobody wants that. Do not study for long periods of time. It's okay to study for long periods of time, 6 hours, 8 hours. Most people study for this amount of time, but studying for this long straight up without taking a break can break you down and stress out your brain. And at this point, you begin to feel saturated, you begin to feel your brain getting saturated. Nothing seems to be going in, and at this point, your brain is telling you, oh girl, oh boy, you need to take a break. Taking a break isn't going to spoil your studying routine, but it's just going to help trick your brain into retaining more and more information. Let's say if you read for like 6 to 8 hours, you can break this into bits, 2 to 3 hours for each studying section, depending on how long your brain can go, with probably a 20 minutes break in between. You might be asking, what should you be doing during those breaks when you should be studying? During those breaks, you can decide to take a 20 minutes walk. This does not only relieve your brain from getting saturated so soon, but it also helps to enhance the flow of blood throughout your body system. Studies also show that you aren't meant to sit at a particular place for a long period of time. So take breaks in between studies, take that walk. And by the time you are back to begin studying, your brain is going to thank you because you will feel so fresh. You will have this feeling of newness to begin another round of studying. Even if you don't want to take a walk, you can just move to your balcony to take a view, inhale fresh air, and look at nature, green grasses, all of that, just the beautiful things around. And with that, you're also easing stress off your brain. Also, taking those breaks in between studying requires you to eat. You might not necessarily have to eat in all those breaks, but in one, you have to eat because as you are studying, you're using up energy because your brain uses the energy to work. So you have to eat to replenish the lost energy, letting your brain work more without feeling dull. With this, you are working hand in hand with your brain and tricking your brain to enjoy continuous studying. Most students will want to read for 6 to 8 hours straight, struggling with themselves not to stand or take any break at all till they are done studying. This might work for some students, they can read for like 6 to 8 hours straight up. But if you can't, take that break, give your brain a break. Give your brain a break in between your studying period. Because the more you struggle not to stand or take a break, you might just eventually find yourself staring at your book aimlessly. You are reading, but nothing is retaining. Nothing is processing up there. You aren't even understanding any single thing anymore. And I know most of us find ourselves in this category somehow. If you're in this category, use this technique. You will definitely begin to see a positive result. Another thing you can do is do not read a course or a subject at a go for a long period of time. For instance, assuming you read for 6 to 8 hours, you can read anatomy for the first 3 to 4 hours. And in the next studying section, pick up a different subject or course to study. You can hear or you might have heard students complain that they can't read a particular subject or course for more than 4 hours. Yes, that is how far their brain can go. It doesn't mean they are less better than other students who can go more hours while studying. And if they struggle to read that particular subject or course for more than 4 hours, it eventually gets boring to them. Their brain can't go any further to retain any information. Their brain feels saturated. This is just your brain telling you to take a break. You need to do something different. I need to take in new information. That is your brain saying that. Studying two subjects or courses at different times help relieve your brain from any stress at all and elongating the saturation time of your brain. If you are in this category or you have encountered people who are in this category, do let us know in the comments. Another thing is, do not read with your phone. Don't think you can multitask with your phone while studying when you can't. I don't mean reading slides or textbook with your phone, but if you know that's what you're really doing with your phone, then you can, okay? But rather going through social media, chatting with friends on a whole different topic that is not related with what you're studying. How will you study for 10 to 20 minutes and use your phone for another 10 to 20 minutes or more than you have spent studying? That does not make sense at all. This just stresses up your brain faster because you are confusing it. And at the end of the day, you get little or no information at all. When you want to study, study. When you want to use your phone, use it to the fullest. Don't do both at the same time. This also makes you lose focus of the important thing you should be studying. And you realize that when you read this line, you are not even understanding anything. You're looking at the line, you're looking at your textbook, but you are not understanding any single word at all. And you find out that you can't even explain what you just read. I'm sure these techniques are going to help you in your studying routine. Apply them and watch out for the positive results you'll be getting. Everyone is different and study differently. Choose the technique that works for you and one that suits your studying routine well. So at the end of the day, you won't come with the conclusion that studying is boring. You can make it fun and know how to trick your brain into enjoying studying, retain and processing more information. Click the red subscribe button, like this video, you're helping this video algorithm. Also share to other students and turn your post notification bell so you get notified each time I post a video.